Hi, guys. Welcome back. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Ruchika and I am a recruiter with Microsoft. And for those of you who do know me, well, welcome back. And as you know, that I am on this journey of creating content for the student community and for job seekers to help them, empower them, and guide them in any way possible. And this is the placement series, and this is episode 3 of the placement series. And in this episode, I will be talking about how do you interview the interviewer. Now, I'm sure that a lot of you probably are wondering what exactly does this mean, right? How can we interview the interviewer? It's obviously the other way around. But interestingly, there are a lot of opportunities that you would get during once you're interviewing or once your interview starts to impress and make that impression on the interviewer. And there are a lot of times where you get that opportunity, right? So it could be in the beginning of the interview when the interviewer asks you to introduce yourself. It could be obviously in the middle where interviewer is asking you a certain question and you've really given a great answer. And it is also towards the end of the interview when the interview is just wrapping up and the person asks you, so do you have any questions for me? And this is where a lot of people don't step up and ask questions because they are like scared. They want to get done with the interview as soon as possible. They just want to get out of that situation. And I know because I myself was in that situation, so I always wanted to end as soon as possible. But over the years, I realized that it's very important to make that one last impression on the interviewer before you leave. And what it does is it helps create, that lasting impression on them. So what is the takeaway that they would have from that interview? They probably would not remember your name. They won't remember, your credentials because obviously they are meeting so many people, but they might remember you and recall you on the question that you've asked them. So it's very important that once, if you're given the opportunity to ask a question, make sure that you use that opportunity. Don't let it go waste. Now, I'm here to share some insights on what kind of questions you can ask the interviewer, right? So the first thing is you can obviously ask them about their journey in that organization. What are the learnings that they have had in that organization? And it's a very nice question to ask because you are able to gauge what they got out of it, right? Also, the fact that you're able to understand the culture of the organization, something that probably you don't know much of. I'm sure the companies have their meet the company sessions and they do like a presentation, which is great, but here you have an opportunity to actually ask a living being who's working in that organization. So why would you want to go to waste, right? Make sure that you ask their journey in the organization. How has it been? What are their insights? I mean, it's a great, conversation ender, I would say, not a starter, but an ender. And this is like one of the questions, one of my favorite questions that a lot of people ask me when I'm interviewing them that, how has my journey been into this organization? And I really feel happy when somebody asks me that because, there's this joy that I want to share with that person. So you never know, you'll get something really fruitful out of that question. The other question is more, I won't say personal, but more to do with that person, in general, the person that you're interviewing. So one of my favorite questions that I typically ask is what gives you energy in this role, or in your team? What is it that you look out for in your day-to-day work? And that's such a brilliant, crisp question, right? A lot of people, everybody is passionate, everybody gets the energy to work, but that also gets them excited, and here you're talking to someone who's fairly seasoned, who's been in the organization or been in the industry for a couple of years. So you really want to know what exactly makes them tick. So again, what gives you energy is a great question. The third one, again, is something which comes from the fact that you want to kind of get advice from someone who's been there and done that. So this question is more around, is there any advice that you would want to give me as I initiate or as I start my career in this field? And that's such a beautiful question because you are actually asking someone in front of you to give you advice, someone who's, walked that lane already, walked that path already. And I absolutely love it when somebody asks me that question, because, here it's me sharing my learnings, with somebody else. And if my learnings can help somebody else, then why not? So these are the three questions that, you can obviously ask. There are so many other questions that you can also find out, if something it's more to do with technology, then why not? Something that the organization is working on currently, obviously, if they have the permission to discuss it publicly, then why not? But there is like a whole, I would say, a whole universe of questions that you can ask, and make sure that you utilize that opportunity to ask the right question. But before I kind of wrap up, I do want to say, never ever ask any personal questions from the interviewer, because for them and for you as well, you're meeting somebody for the first time, so they might get a little uncomfortable with a very personal question. So to avoid asking personal questions when it comes to questioning the interviewer, keep it limited to the organization culture, their growth, their learnings, their insights, what the organization has been doing, and just keep it at that. You don't have to get personal just because you want to pick their brains. All right, with that, I come to the end of episode 3. I hope that you've liked my content. I just realized that I did not call out like, share, and subscribe in any of my other videos, so I'm going to take this opportunity to do that right now. Please do like, share, and subscribe, and I hope that you share my content with your friends. Because everybody is going to go through the placement season pretty soon. I'm sure this would help them immensely, but feel free to share it and like it and subscribe it. And with that, I'm going to take your leave. Thank you so much for watching, and all the best for your placement seasons. Bye, take care.